Cryptic vicious spell, sadistic in its hell, simplistic mission, can't you tell? Take all the negativity in life, get in position to stride it with all your might, just wind up sending back to hell. Yeah.
How's it going, you guys, and welcome to week 1 of the MPL, the Major Pokemon League. This is the first week, like I said, and we're battling the Columbus Blue Stripes, coached by Ipa. I am the coach of your team here, so support me. That will be awesome. Our team is the Ekritique Gengars with yours truly as a coach, as I mentioned now probably 3 times. But as you can see, my team consists of a Jirachi, a Dunsparce, a Mega Gardevoir, a Lilligant, a Sableye, and a Togekiss. As for Ipa, he's carrying a Victini, a Garchomp, a Umbreon. Yeah, it was, of course, someone had to pick it up. Then we have a Clefable, a Lucario, and a Galvantula. And so, without further ado, let's just jump straight into the battle. So, of course, this week once we had the battle. We had this battle about a week ago. So I lead with my Togekiss, predicting. I don't know what I was predicting, but I just wanted to lead for hacks. Basically, he sets up the Sticky Web, common actions of the Galvantula. I go for the Water Pulse. This is pretty unique with my Togekiss. I have actually not seen a Water Pulse Togekiss, and that's what it does. Serene Grace Confusion. Cause who doesn't love a good variety of hacks? Unfortunately, he breaks through the confusion and hits me up with that powerful Thunder who like sends me straight down. JJ, unfortunately, you did not get to do what you wanted, and that's pretty sad, but we sent in Margaret, the pretty British woman. She just scares you with her confused raising her will-o-wisps. Margaret. Margaret is literally the MVP of this match. I absolutely love it. I will-o-wisp this. I was planning on will-o-wisping the Galvantula, but he sends in his Magikarp user, the Clefable, trying to scare me out, but Margaret's like, nah, I ain't scared, bruh. I ain't even scared. So, without that, he just kind of stays in, trying to go for that Moonblast, but spam! Snap yourself in confusion. Hit yourself, because you a dumb ass bitch. You dumb, you gotta hit yourself. So, well, without that, he just hits himself. Goes, get out. I'm just like, nope, I don't want to catch a Moonblast. You're gonna snap out probably or something. So I send my Dancer Mystic. Dancer Mystic is my nickname for a Lilligant because of what happened some time ago. It's great. And he hits himself again, which is like, yes, perfect, this is great. This is the greatness that I need. So leftovers, he does 6%, he heals 6%, no big deal. He withdraws his Fat Fairy, the Clefable, as he doesn't really need that, and he sends back in his hack is the what's that gal? Yeah, it's the Galvantula. Why do I forget your name? Why do I forget your name? But I go for Quiver Dance just so I can get my speed back up to neutral, but he still outspeeds me, going for the Bug Buzz, and that's almost a one-shot. I go for the Sleep Powder, but I miss! This battle would have been so different if I didn't miss, because then I would have had a huge advantage on this Galvantula. Nonetheless, I send back in Margaret, my pretty British woman. She's just being so pretty there, standing there with her one weakness. Look at that, she just ate up that Bug Buzz. That's a stab Bug Buzz from a Galvantula, and Galvantula's pretty especially offensive. So I go for the Confuse Ray, just like, yeah, you need to hit yourself, Galvantula, that would be lovely. And as you guys can probably tell, I'm not playing this to win. I'm playing this to just tax my opponent as much as I can. You can tell that by the Dunsparce mostly. So he slaps himself right in the belly, like he's supposed to. Slapping himself down to the yellow. I get my leftovers recovery, and he's confused again. Now he goes for the Thunder. It's like, oh shit, this is gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt. No, please. Margaret, eat it. And lives on 25 HP. Oh my god, Margaret, you're such MVP, I love you. It does a massive amount of damage. I mean, it could have killed, but damage is damage, and Margaret has done a great job. So he opts to switch back into his Fat Fairy, the Clefable, because, you know, Fairy over goes dark, because it's Sableye's only weakness, and it sucks that he has this, because it keeps me from using Margaret to the full potential. I mean, Margaret could have just pranked him out the entire match, which would have been absolutely freaking great. And so I get my leftover recovery since he just kind of switches in. I confuse him again because I absolutely love the confusion. Confusion is my life. Confusion is my hacks. It's my prayer. This is what I live by. And so he slaps himself right in the face again, like he's supposed to, at least in my mind. And with that, we just move along, and it's great. I mean, I can just sit here as he slaps himself in the face constantly over and over and over again, and I can be like, I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to get caught by Moonblast. So I switch into Versace, the Jirachi, and for those of you who watch the Heated Mo, it's pretty obvious what this set is. Of course, I have Fire Punch over Ice Punch, which in hindsight in this battle is pretty bad. But nonetheless, you know, there's one thing that Versace does, and that's fire off his flinching god move. So he sends in Mahai. I think that's the Garchomp. Yeah, that's the Garchomp. You're about to catch a bunch of Iron Heads. And so I fire off Iron Head. Doesn't do a lot, and with him being Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, that does more damage to me than it does to the Garchomp. And for the chance that I can flinch him with 60% chance, and he can potentially break out and go for like an EQ or something, I'm scared of that. So I'm like, nah. I'm a sack off Dancer Mystic. I don't want to deal with that. I get my speed dropped again because the sticky webs are annoying him. He goes for Stealth Rocks. I'm like, okay. It's pretty interesting. Then he goes for Earthquake, so by that, we've already covered that he's Rocky Helmet, so he's definitely a defensive Garchomp. And I'm sitting here pondering, like, okay, so you have Stealth Rocks, and Earthquake, so what is the rest of your moves? So I send in Cosmina, and it's like, yeah, you know, I mean, we can deal with this. I'm Fairy type, I got that advantage. I can trace, see what he is, like we saw earlier, he's Rough Skin, so that's nice and wonderful. And because of the rules of the MPL, I have to Mega Evolve off the bat. So you see our beautiful Mega Gardevoir right here, nice and representing my personality. He's got Poison Gems, like, oh, fuck you, shit. And down goes Cosmina without even getting to do something. Unfortunately, I was not expecting that. So I sent in Margaret again. Margaret is probably the most MVP Pokemon of this match, in my honest opinion. I go with Margaret. Margaret goes for the lovely confusion, trying to confuse opponents as if Margaret is as beautiful as I think she is. I mean, I should have run a track on her, that would have been great. But he gets off the Toxic, which is pretty much gonna seal the deal for Margaret eventually. It's gonna take her down a lot each turn, but the leftovers are gonna save me most of the time. I'm gonna just drink a little bit. So Toxic basically brings me back. But since he's a physical attacker, I want to cripple this thing right now. His moves are, his offensive moves, as we know, his entire moveset is Toxic, Stealth Rocks, Poison Jab, and Earthquake. So hitting him off with a burn and getting the damage spread, that is just gonna have, just having the damage. I mean, I wish I was better commentating, but having that damage is just gonna help us out a lot. So keeping Garchomp in check is we've literally checked off this Garchomp as no longer a huge threat. It's still a threat because it's still a Garchomp and it has Toxic, but it's a problem. So I sent in my Snail to Dunsparce. I love this thing. Dunsparce is hilarious. I wish I could show off its potential a little bit more. Maybe another week. Also, next week we're up against the Wolverhampton Weaviles and just Weavile, coincidentally enough. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But he switches out his no, it's not from Clefable to switch back into his Garchomp, and I tried to get the stat raises with Ancient Power, but unfortunately it didn't happen. He goes for that gosh darn diggity damn Toxic again, like he just loves poisoning my Pokemon. And am I the only one who thinks, just now that you have poison in basically your blood, you should have like the poison typing added to you with Toxic? so that ground should do super effective damage. I mean, it was pretty broken for Pokemon like Garchomp, but still, that's just my opinion. He switches out now that Garchomp has done his job, and he sends in Garner the Lucario. Oh, this is the funny part of the match. Hey, not bad. I like this part. Okay, so I go for the Ancient Power again on the predicting, because I don't want to take the Rocky Helmet damage off the Garchomp. So I try to also get that stats up, and he's like, nah, I'm just going to switch back out. And he sends out his Fat Fairy. This thing is just, it's so fat, like literally it hasn't lost a single HP. Like, I mean, he was baiting out my Margaret to try to confuse and burn the Lucario, so he gets his Fat Fairy out of here, and you know, my Margaret ain't fearing this thing though. I mean, I get my leftovers up, and then my Toxic will just take me back down, which is very unfortunate. It sucks. And then a Fat Fairy's just kind of sitting here, but I'm just like, spooky boo! And he's just like, what? What? What did you say? What? What? What the? What? And he just laughs himself, and he's like, I don't understand this. Oh, why is this so confusing? Why you do this, Margaret? You're so confuzzling. I'm questioning to bring a skill swap Pokemon at one point for this, if these events were to happen again. I have to look at the teams when I go and see if I can make a skill swap set. But nonetheless, I switch out my Margaret and send in my Versace, the Jirachi, because who doesn't like a good Versace? I mean, it's funny, it flinches, it freezes, it burns, it paralyzes, it tricks, it switches out with U-turn. It goes, this time it broke through the confusion for the first time in God knows how. Actually for the first time ever. And it hits me with a Moonblast, but then again, I resist that, so it's like, catch this Iron Head, bro. Taking a clean 60% and the flinch, because that is what Versace does. Versace, you're such a powerful Pokemon. I love running Versace. Versace is fun. So he sends back in his Mahai, the Garchomp, and I mean, there's that Iron Head. I mean, I'm gonna lose a lot of HP right now, but it's still worth it. Like, Versace's just sitting here like, bruh. And the burn is gonna kill, so that's technically a kill for Margaret right there. Margaret getting the first kill on my end. I think I have like Versace, Dunsparce, and Margaret left, and he sends in Garner the Lucario, and I'm like, nah, I still have another 1 or 2 incomes with Jirachi left, so I send in Snail. I don't know what I was predicting, because he could have mollywopped me with a close combat, but no. He goes for, like, let's see, after the Stealth Rock, he goes for Shadow Claw. I'm like, okay, that works. He goes for Drain Punch. I'm like, oh shit, no, fuck it, Snail. Dunsparce. I mean, he gets hurt by my Rocky Helmet, so he's losing some HP, but Snail, come back to me, please. And so I send out my Versace again, because, like, you know, this is what I can do. Like, I got stick webs, alright, that's all fine and dandy in my book. I got 15 HP, so I still have another income to this. He goes for Bullet Punch, and of course, it's unfortunate, but Versace didn't get to do a lot. I'm sorry, Versace, you aided 1 kill, and I think that's maybe, no, let's see, but Margaret comes out nonetheless. We only have Margaret left. We literally have 1 against 5 right now, and I'm like, well, let's just confuse Ray and see how it goes. Okay, so I go over the confused Ray, he turns confused, he's like, wait, what? What is this math equation? What are these things? He goes for Shadow Claw, I'm like, oh shit. I live on 2 HP. And since this is the first turn of Toxic, I'm gonna live on 2 HP thanks to the leftovers. I could have been foolish and run Bright Powder, but no. I go for the... and then he tries to go for Bullet Punch. Bop. And he hits himself. Oh, this was fun. I go for Recover because I kind of want to stay around a little bit more. I don't want to just give him the victory that easily. So I heal back up. I get my HP back nice and refreshed, nice and clean. I'm ready to go again. I'm gonna lose like another 9, so I have 72 HP. He's waiting to go for his attack. He's like, He goes for bullet punch, like since it's stab, it's gonna be 60 instead of shadow claws meaning that. So I'm like, okay, let's burn this thing because this thing's doing damage, and I kind of want to see how far I can go with this. I get my HP back again, so I'm gonna get like 9, and then I'm gonna lose, I think, 18 now. So that's gonna be like times 3, 27 HP or something. I'm gonna live on 6. Nonetheless, I'm still alive. He gets burned, so he's slowly fading into the yellow, and he's trying to go for that bullet punch again, trying to outspeed me, but no. Hit yourself, bro. You hit yourself. And I go for that nice recover. Like, I could have been an absolute asshole and gone for swagger, but you know, I mean, that could have potentially, in the long run, killed me as well. But yeah, nonetheless, we get that toxic damage. That toxic damage is stacking up, unfortunately. So I have to go for 2 rounds of recover if I want to live. And he switches out. He does not want to hit himself anymore. He does not want to lose. He does not want to die. And I just recover because, I mean, I want to live. I want to piss him off. Like, if my goal here is if I can get one person to DC, in my eyes, I've won the league. So there's that. And his Fat Fairy, you know, he only does one thing. He sits here. He tries to scare me with the Moonblast. He goes for, he gets confused. And then from there, it all comes down to the flip of a coin. So I go for the confuse rate like I always do on this thing, or it will just one-shot me with a Moonblast, which is indeed very scary. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this will be the first turn ever where he actually broke through. It's like, no, not against my Margaret. No, my Margaret. I'm sorry, Margaret. I tried to help. And I lost against the Columbus Blue Stripes. A nice and clean 5-0 in his favor. We didn't even see the Victini. We didn't even see the Umbreon. We only saw the Garchomp, the Fat Fairy. We saw Garner a little bit, and Hackett. Was it Hackett? No. I don't even know Ipa's nicknames. I only remember Fat Fairy, and I think I know Hackett was one of the names, but I don't recall who. But with that, that's week 1 of the MPL. Ipa absolutely wrecked me, but then again, as you can clearly tell, I didn't try to win. So if you enjoy this somewhat hacksy match and you're rooting to see a hacks match where I actually win, or at least get some more devastation done, demolish that like button down below, as it is very much appreciated. And I'll see you guys next week with another match. The next week it will be against Jack of the Wolverhampton Weebiles, aka just Weebile. And with that, I'm just gonna get the hell out of here. I mean, I've had my fun today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.